And the second I hit the recording button, you go crazy. What is your damage, cat? Okay, so point blank, I'm terrible at these. Absolutely terrible. I don't like showing my face that much, I get nervous on camera, and I talk really fast, so get ready for one heck of a ride. But over the coming months, we have had a lot of new people join the channel, like a lot. And I know some of you don't really know what I look like, so here's what I look like. I show my face sometimes, it's not that big of a deal, let's get past it. Yes, I do look like this, yes, it's my real hair. But we have bigger things to tackle. So I want to give a big thank you and eternal gratefulness for 300,000 subscribers. It's actually almost like 350,000 subscribers. It's getting there soon, give it like a few weeks, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, over 300,000 subscribers. This video was supposed to come out like months ago, but then my hiatus happened. But here we are, and I just want to thank you guys so much for this, because like, every time we reach a milestone, I'm still like in shock because I never thought we would reach 50,000. I never thought we'd reach 100,000, 200,000, and then 300,000 is like, dang, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say, because like every time this happens, it's just like, people watch me, people like me, I think. When you start YouTube, you think like, you won't even be able to get there. Like, you never think that YouTube could be your job and your career, and then, you know, fast forward a few years and here you are, you're celebrating these big milestones, and you've grown a community, and you have a bunch of content under your belt, and it's wild. It's, you know, sometimes I feel like I blacked out and I just showed up here, but we are here, and I can't thank you guys enough for 300,000 subscribers, and I'm grateful for every subscriber I get. Honestly, guys, like, I thought I peaked at 50K. Like, I was completely content with that. And, like, everything plus that's a bonus. So, thanks. But this is a celebration video. So let's celebrate. Let's do some fun stuff. But before we jump into everything, I want to give a special thank you to my amazing patrons. Without them, I don't know what the heck I would do. They are so kind, so sweet, so patient. Let me emphasis on the patient part, because oh my gosh, not gonna lie guys, this year has been weird content-wise, and you can definitely notice it. Like, you know, I went through a severe lack of motivation. This is like the first time I've ever experienced quote-unquote YouTube burnout, and it hit me hard. But it kind of hit me in a place I needed to, because for those who don't know, I took a big like 3-4 month long break to just recuperate myself and then move. As you can see, I've moved. This is not the same place I've been recording for a long time. So yeah, don't worry, we'll get to that later. But I have moved, I am officially settled in, and from here on out, I'm back on my A game, guys. I'm gonna try to get content out as quickly as I can, as much as I can. So thank you again to my patrons, because without them, oh boy, it would have been difficult. So I have my patrons to support me, because YouTube ad revenue is all over the place, guys, like all over the place. And my patrons give me a very strong sense of stability that is really tremendous, and is able to let me dedicate as much time as possible to videos to make them longer and make them bigger and more detail and stuff, because of that, essentially that safety net, and it really helps me out. So God bless my patrons. If you want to support me on Patreon, links down below. Please don't feel like you have to, but the people who currently do, bless you. You're very kind people. I can't stress that enough. And not even just the patrons, though, the people who support me on Twitter just through kind words and just supporting me even without me making content. You guys are fun. I love you guys, my regulars. Bless y'all. You are incredible, incredible, kind, very funny people. But the hiatus is over and content's coming out. So let's just do some stuff. So to celebrate 300,000 subscribers, we're kind of going back the old-fashioned ways. I asked people on Twitter to ask me questions, you know. Now this was supposed to be done like way back in May, but here we are. And there was a lot of questions to go through, mind you, so gonna try my best, gonna answer as much as possible. And if you haven't already, I really recommend you go follow me on Twitter, because there's a lot of video updates, what's going on with me personally, opinion pieces on things I don't think are like video worthy and stuff. You're curious how I feel about stuff, like recent news, Twitter is the place to be. That's where these questions are coming from. So like, you wanna ask me stuff, you wanna know things, go to my Twitter. Now, heads up, I have done Q&As before. This is not the first time. I've answered questions in other videos. So if you're curious, like, why didn't you answer this question, or when they're probably in other Q&A videos, so links down below to those. And also a lot of people did not watch my 50K video. I don't know what's up with that, but like a lot of people are like, where's a hair tutorial? It's in that video. People just don't know about it. I don't know what YouTube did, but like, you know, people just don't like having fun. It's there. Go check out the other Q&As and stuff if you feel like I missed, you know, a big question or something like that. So with that being said, let's jump into these questions, and yeah, bada bing. Gang gang, let's go. Okay, so just a little heads up and stuff. A lot of the questions I picked were ones that were either asked a lot, like just in different variations, or ones that personally resonated with me. So yeah, if you like asked the question similar to this, I didn't end up using your screenshot, I do apologize. I didn't get all of them, but get ready for a mixed bag of stuff, but here we go. Okay, first and foremost is the question I get asked all the time, and I've actually answered this before, but I'm just gonna reiterate myself strictly because it's asked all the time in different forms, different variations, where'd it come from, why'd you pick it, blah, 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 blah. Where did you come up with your username? SuperButterBuns. It sounds stupid, I know. Trust me, when I say it out loud to people in public, they give me weird looks. But the origin of the story is throwback all the way to 2012, back when, you know, Tumblr was kind of at its heyday. I had a Tumblr account, and the username on that account was really stupid and emo. It was like Faded Memories or like something stupid. I hated it. And I was like, I'm gonna reinvent myself. It's the brand new me, because I was starting my junior year of high school really soon. So I decided to change it to Butterbuns. And the reason why I did that is because I always joke that if I became a stripper, I would name myself Butterbuns, because like hee ha ha, very funny. I don't know. I like bread, so that's it. That was really my reasoning behind it, is I like bread and I thought it would be funny. So yeah, I decided to go with Butterbuns to change my Tumblr URL to that, but it was taken, so I decided to slap a super in front of it. So I had that Tumblr for a really, really long time, and then 2015 comes around and I'm like, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I already had the bun icon and the name SuperButterBuns on Tumblr, and I had a really small following. I had like 200 some followers. It was mainly just friends and like some mutuals and stuff. So when I started my channel, I was like, I need a name and I need a brand. And I didn't see a reason to change it, because I was like, well, it's kind of catchy and it's cute and, you know, it's a name. And that's the name behind SuperButterBuns. Not a lot of thought behind it. I just literally stuck with it because it's like, I didn't see a reason to change it. So now I regret it every single day of my life, especially when I tell people what I do, what's my channel name. But here we are. And that is the origin of the name Super McSchmoogermoons. All right, moving on. All right, so this next one's going to be kind of like a 2-in-1-er, but any other neato YouTube channels to recommend? Fill my subscriptions with some nice boys and girls, please. So I'm gonna try to talk about channels that, one, inspired me like to start YouTube and like inspired my style, and then people I just recommend watching. So some YouTubers that really inspired me to either start creating content or inspired my style would be people like Zero Punctuation, Press Heart to Continue, Inside Gaming / Funhouse, or like whatever the heck they're called these days, Cat Icarus, Brutal Moose, The Gamerz Joint, Douchebag Chocolate, YMS, Some Call Me Johnny, Glass Reflections, aka Arcada, Hey Ash, What You Playin', Matthew Matosis, Vadi Vidya. All of these people were people I watched prior to starting YouTube that really influenced my style, whether it be in editing or writing or just like general performance or like how I wanted to talk about games. So yeah, those are people that were really, really crucial to how I ended up structuring videos and how I branded myself as a channel. And I do recommend all those channels, like go ahead and watch all of them. And then people that I either discovered after I started doing YouTube and kind of like solidified my own style are folks that I do highly recommend you check out. People like Valkyrie Aurora, Clemps, Shempai, Lindsay Ellis, Mark Brown, Indie Mouse, KZ Excellent, The Gaming Brit Show, The Sphere Hunter. All of these people are amazing creators in, you know, they excel in different areas and stuff, but altogether they're just really talented people. So, you know, go subscribe or check out some of those people I recommend because they are a good time. Moving on though, is there any other Nintendo games you want to do for beginners on? Yes. Oh my god, there's a lot of games that I've not had the pleasure of actually playing because, as I stated before, Nintendo is a completely new beast for me. I really have very little experience with Nintendo games as someone who's getting very late into the game with their consoles and their IPs, but I do want to do more for beginners on them. Games like Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, JRPG-ish stuff. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of like all the exclusives that are on Nintendo right now, but like, yes, there are Nintendo games that I want to do videos on. Now, things like Smash and Mario, I'm kind of iffy on. I know a lot of people are asking me about Smash and how I feel about Smash Smash. I don't have any feelings towards it. I never grew up with it, nor do I really know any of the characters and stuff. I don't really have a lot of reasons to personally be excited about Smash, even though I'm sure it's very fun and exciting and all that. Same with Mario. I don't have like an emotional connection to Mario. So like games like that I will play and I'll probably enjoy, but I don't know if I have a lot of passion towards them, because like I'm into like emo sappy stuff, like things like World's Ends With You and things I feel like I can like get behind because Kingdom Hearts brainwashed me as a child. So like I need things to be a certain level of edgy for me to actually care. Which is awful in its own, like, in a weird way, but it is what it is. But yes, I do want to get into more Nintendo IPs later down the line, and it's a slow process considering I am going in blind to, like, basically everything, but I'm gonna try on behalf of all the people out there. So something I am asked all the time are questions like this. What are some good tips for becoming a YouTuber / Twitch streamer? There are several ways to becoming a content creator. Don't just, like, take my word for it and, like, this is a guaranteed way of doing it. I'm just gonna explain how I did it and how I see other people do it, because again, I'm very limited from my perspective. There are a lot of people who are successful by doing the complete opposite of what I do. But there are some basic things that you should know when it comes to kind of getting a following relatively quickly. So good tips for becoming a YouTuber, because I have the most experience with that, is good branding, as in get yourself a username that will stick and something that people will know automatically, you know, an image and a name. That's what you gotta start with first. And then learn how to edit. That's like the biggest thing. Doesn't matter what you're making, even if it's Let's Plays, learn how to edit. Another thing is get a good sounding microphone. It doesn't have to be like crazy expensive, it just has to sound nice. I know some people that have worked with the bare minimum and whatnot, but like just get something that sounds good. One of the biggest misconceptions that you'll hear about YouTube all the time is that you need like 4K 60 FPS footage and people really care about the high fidelity quality. That is kind of true depending on what you're doing, but for the most part people will tolerate bad video but not bad audio. So get a good mic over like everything else before you even get a good like a capture card and stuff, just saying. And then when it comes to like what content you make, that's personally up to you. You know, find a formula, find something that works for your personality, choose something that best showcase, you know, your best talents and stuff. But you can make whatever the heck you want, you know. But the catch though is to be consistent with whatever you make, all right? Rather you creating a series, make sure that people have a name associated with that. Make sure that when people see something, they know it is from you. You got to put your personal brand of yes, and this is who I am on your content. You got to stand out somehow. And another big tip for just creating content on YouTube is do not give up, because you will not have instant success with your content is what I like. It's very rare that that's the case. I know some people that got 1 million views on their first upload, and that's very, very rare. But just know that for a ton of content creators I know, it is an uphill climb, and your first video you upload in your eyes might be great, but it's probably not amazing, and like that's fine. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to upload like an Oscar-winning video the first time you upload. You can learn from your content. That's the point. You know, you look at my 4 beginners now versus the first one I ever made, it's like night and day. They're completely different. Everything's changed, but I learned from it. Always be looking for ways to improve. Always take, you know, if people start criticizing you, find the positive in that criticism and roll with it. Even if it's like super hate-filled crap, take something positive out of that so you can learn and grow from your content. Because one of the traps I see a lot of smaller channels get stuck in is that they make the same thing over and over and over again, and then they blame YouTube that the fact that they're not growing. And a lot of the times it is because people are not willing to change. If something is not working, then change it. Simple as that. So even if your video gets 10 views for your first upload, keep uploading and keep getting better. That's the best way to grow as a content creator. Every other, you know, big YouTuber that you see and talk to, their first videos were not great, but they got better, and that's the catch. On the Twitch side of stuff though, because that's a completely different beast, weirdly enough, I do not recommend starting on Twitch right away. I wouldn't have a Twitch if it wasn't for my YouTube, not the other way around. So it really helps if you have a jump start. If you have an audience somewhere else that isn't Twitch, like say you're an artist, or in this case a YouTuber, or you're a speedrunner or something like that, because Twitch is difficult to grow on, strictly because not a lot of people come across streams like they do YouTube videos. Like the recommendations are kind of based off of numbers anyway. Yeah, Twitch is hard. So I really recommend getting a following somewhere else. I know some people though that have built their platform strictly off of Twitch, and they are some of the most hardworking, consistent people I've ever met. So if you want more information on how to start up from nothing, ask those people like Keyblade Sarah and Fox Queen. Those are 2 people that started just on Twitch, and they are very good at it, and like they work work their ass off, just saying. Alright, so this one is, outside of playing video games, do you watch anime during your spare time? If so, what are your 5 preferred animes? So I would describe myself as a very casual anime fan. I wouldn't say I'm like deep in it, but like, you know, if there's like a new show that's like all the hotness and stuff, I'll check it out. And I'm sure some people are gonna judge me on my anime taste, and I'm so sorry if I butcher some of these names, but you know, bear with me. My favorite anime of all time though, because I'm a basic bitch, is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Weirdly enough, that was like one of my first experience with anime, and after that, like nothing really got up to that standard. I kind of ruined myself because I set the bar so high immediately. So if you have not watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I highly recommend it from start to finish. That, like, all of it's great. It's a fantastic show. Would recommend. It's great. I like most people would say it's one of the better animes out there. So yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. On top of that, other things I just personally like for various reasons, even though I know some people think they're crap. Shows like Future Diary, I recommend, not because I think it's well written, because it's entertaining. And like there's just parts of it I really like. I don't know why. Another one is Zenki no Terra, which is just really good and really emotional, and it's got a fantastic soundtrack. Also another basic bitch thing, Death Note. Don't know if you've heard of it. Pretty good. Yeah, no, like I said, I wouldn't say I'm deep with the anime crowd. And then like the cherry on top when it comes to sci-fi thrillers is Psycho Pass. I recommend season 1 of Psycho Pass. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, those are like I said, I'm basic, guys. Like I watch a lot of anime, but like just certain things resonate with me regardless of their quality. So also Dragon Maid, throwing that out there. That show's cute. Ta-da! Okay, now this one was asked by a lot of people. How did you and Milk Girl meet? And for those who don't know or don't follow me on Twitter, Milk Girl is my girlfriend. Here's my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. Anyway, so we've been dating for close to a year now, getting close to a year, and we met in probably the most anticlimactic way possible by sliding into her DMs on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter a lot, and sometimes people I follow, their likes show up on my Twitter feed, and someone I followed liked a picture of Sherry, and I was like, dang, baby, what it do? Not really, but I thought she was very pretty. So I checked out her profile, and then I just kind of lurked for about 2 months, and then she showed up again, and so I was like, I'm a comment on her Twitter picture, and then I did, and then she didn't notice it at all. And at the time, she wasn't following me. I just kind of casually started following her and stuff. And then I realized she had an Instagram, so I went on her Instagram, and then I commented just a bunch of emojis, you know, because I was trying to be like quirky, you know, a baby, what it do. Like I was hamming it up. I put a bunch of okay and eyeball emojis in there, and then a single eggplant, because I was just trying to like, I was joking. So I guess my Instagram comment was a big hit, because then she followed me on Twitter after that. And then once I realized she was following me on Twitter, I was like, hey, I feel comfortable talking to you now. So I hit her up on Twitter, and we started talking in Twitter DMs and stuff, and then one thing left to another, and now we're dating, and we've been dating for a while. So the relationship was long distance, but she wasn't too terribly far away from me, which was really nice. And because of that, I came to meet her relatively soon after dating, like a few weeks after. But we finally met in person, and that was really nice. And yeah, we've been together ever since, and we visit each other like once a month. Like we trade off. Like I go up there, and then she comes visit me, and it was, you know. So if you're curious who that pink chick is on my Twitter, that's her. There she is. Go follow @milkgirl on Twitter.com for really great art and stuff. Promote, plug. Moving on. So more on the production side of stuff, where do you get your sound effects and random music from? So I get my sound effects from YouTube. Like if I need a certain sound effect, I just go on YouTube, type in what I want, and it's right there. Sometimes I have to alter it with like some editing and stuff, but like literally all of the sound effects I've ever used in all my videos can be found online. Soundtrack wise though, I get it from 2 places. For the For Beginners, I use music from Incomplete Tech, which is like a very popular copyright-free like music track library. Honestly, I'm very tempted to go purchase my own music because so many other people use that music, like the opening of the For Beginners, which is like bum 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 bum. That's used in like a ton of other videos too because it's copyright free. But other audio tracks I use or music tracks are from video game soundtracks, from games like World of Final Fantasy or Katamari or Persona or like a lot of Final Fantasy. Honestly, there's like specifically World of Final Fantasy. And what's great about video game soundtracks is that most of them do not get copyright claimed because like they're a lot more lax about video game music for some reason. I think it's because of like Let's Plays and stuff. Now, a lot of people ask me where I got the For Beginners opening banjo song. Yeah, the banjo loop is a free copyright sound from Logic X, which is a audio mixing program. So yeah, while the banjos are not exactly unique to my channel and stuff, it is a copyright free track. So like if you hear that in other places, that's why. I did mix it though. I didn't just like, just use a pre-existing song. I did end up mixing my own music. That's why mine's got a funky beat behind it, because I'm so talented. But that's it. Yeah, it's really no secret. All the things I use, you can get on the internet and stuff. I'm not like paying for stuff. So I chose this question for a few reasons. One, a lot of people know that I have a Twitch, all right? It's no secret that I have a Twitch and I stream a lot. So the question is, you think you can post your streams on YouTube? So short answer, yes. Long answer, I have a second channel now called SuperButterBuns, where I have decided to post all of my major streams on that channel. My blind playthroughs through games like Digital Devil Saga, or like, you know, something that's big like Kingdom Hearts stuff. Like I am now uploading all those things to SuperButterBuns. So if you haven't had the chance, please go and subscribe down to that channel if you missed my streams or if you care about seeing me actually play the game. I know some people just do not care if they see like raw gameplay of me and stuff, but some people do. If you don't care about streams, this is not relevant towards you, but if you actually want to see me play the games, you know, because I'm a real gamer girl, please go check out SuperButterBuns, links down below, and also just follow my Twitch. Please follow my Twitch. If you want to catch me live so you can actually talk to me and stuff, go follow my Twitch. Plug. Anyway, so just to get all this out in the open, will you ever do Devil May Cry for beginners? Yes, I do plan on doing them. Here's the catch with the Devil May Cry though, or like why I haven't done one in the, like since never, or why I've never really mentioned my interest in the Devil May Cry series. Devil May Cry is a series I consider myself a big fake fan of because I really like it and I really admire it, but I've never actually taken the time to sit down and beat one, which is very weird considering they're not very long and stuff. You know, say what you want about that, but I do plan on actually going through and beating the games thoroughly and knowing all the ins and outs because I do want to give the series some recognition because I really do appreciate it. So yes, Devil May Cry will be getting for beginners in the future, specifically 3 and 4. I'm not sure about 1 and 2 because like I know 2 specifically is like kind of the weird child out of all of them, and 1 is like good, but you know, people seem to gravitate more towards 3 and 4. So yeah, I'll probably prioritize those. Will 1 and 2 get for beginners in the future? Who knows, but 3 and 4 are coming first because I know like those are kind of the big pillars of the franchise. As for the reboot DMC, I don't know. I personally like don't think that game's terrible. I think it plays just fine. Say what you want about it, but like it's a game. So will it ever get it for beginners? Probably. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. What is it like knowing you have affected people for the better with your content? It feels weird. I'm not gonna lie. I get a lot of messages of people saying that like the 4 beginners really brightened their day or it got them out of depression and like things that I never thought would actually like impact people to that degree, because like for me, I'm just trying to make something funny. The fact that it affects people that deep like kind of blows my mind. You know, it's really nice. I didn't think I could ever do something like that with my content, considering how goofy it is. So it's really like getting messages like that really brighten my day, and like it really makes a lot of things I do worth it, and it encourages me to make my 4 beginners or my other series as approachable as possible to help people actually get into games. So it's really neat. That's all I can really say about it and stuff, and it's very like, ooh, wow. I guess. Going a little old school, literally. What did your classmates think of you in high school? Okay, so my high school experience, I'm gonna say, altogether was very positive. I know some people like had a terrible time, but I was in a lot of clubs and like extracurriculars in school, and if you're like having a hard time in high school, I highly recommend joining clubs because they make things a lot better. My classmates, I guess, I don't know. I wasn't considered popular, but I wasn't unpopular either. Like I was known enough in class. I was kind of considered the weird one, mainly because like I used to wear full-on suits in school, like ties and everything. I had like this all red suit in high school that I used to wear a lot, and my hair wasn't actually short up until my junior year of high school. I ended up shaving my head for St. Baldrick's, where you like go bald to sponsor a kid who has cancer and stuff. So I went bald in junior year of high school, and after that I kept my hair short and stuff. So I went through an emo phase to anime, whatever the heck I am now phase and stuff, and I don't know. I mean, like I had a lot of friends. I never had problem making friends in high school, and because I was part of so many clubs, I was in theater, I was in the video, I was in chorus, you know, I had a lot of fun. I was never bullied in high school though, despite being kind of like the weird one. I never caught any crap from people mainly because I was one of the people that snapped back. On top of that, I'm not short either. I'm 5'8", 5'9" and stuff, and like when you're relatively tall for a girl and then have like really broad shoulders, a lot of people do not want to pick on you if you're like bigger than them. So that was a big thing. My freshman and sophomore year though, I had like major attitude problems, and I was what the kids call a Debbie Downer because like I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. So I was borderline insufferable up until then. But I had like a metamorphosis in junior year of high school, and that's where everything turned around. And so, yeah, but for the first 2 years of high school, I was like, I could not keep friends because I was just kind of like a pill. I don't know how to describe it. But after that, everything was fine. So yeah, I don't know how my classmates feel about me now. Like, who knows at this point? But at the time and stuff, kind of neutral. Made a lot of friends. I weirded some people out. I knew one girl that like freaked out because I was double jointed in my hands. She didn't like seeing it for some reason. But yeah, high school wasn't bad. Just throwing that out there. All right, we're gonna get real for a little bit. What is your biggest YouTube related regret? I wouldn't say I have like a big one, like I messed up and oh, woe is me, I'm never coming back from this. But like on a personal level, probably my earlier videos, not because I thought the comedy, yeah, I think the comedy was bad and stuff, but the thing I hated the most about them is wrong information, because I did not hold myself to the same kind of research standard that I do now, because a lot of the mistakes I made in my previous videos where it's just flat out wrong info or like a wrong tip or something is because I was basing everything I was writing off of my own experience, and I just wrote how I assumed something worked instead of double checking if that was the case. So a lot of my earlier videos, I was just kind of going off my own memory and stuff, and that's really bitten me in the butt to the point where I'm very embarrassed by them. And obviously the comments reflect that. If I get wrong information, trust me, they will let you know. But yeah, Dark Souls 1 for beginners is one that sticks out in my head, and you may have noticed that video is you cannot find it anymore. That's because it's been unlisted, strictly because I am embarrassed when I get information wrong, like big information, not like personal opinion information, but like literally like an actual fact wrong. So I took down Dark Souls 1 for beginners because the Dark Souls remaster was like just about to come out, and I didn't want people to come across that video because Dark Souls 1 would be in searches more, and I didn't want people to watch that and actually get wrong information. So even though I would have gotten probably a spike in views, I decided to enlist it because I did not want that video to go around anymore. And I do plan on remaking it with a remaster coming up soon. I'm gonna give it a little more breathing room before that. Just so that video has not been like nuked or anything like that. It still exists. I do plan to relist it once the remake is out, my remake video, because I actively do want to help newcomers. Hard to believe, guys. I really do want people to get the best information possible. So yeah, biggest YouTube regret is not doing enough homework on videos, and nowadays I have like fact checkers and I double check things a lot. So yeah, older videos, take that with a big grain of salt. Speaking of fact checking and stuff like that, how many people are on the Buns research division? Do they get paid in bread? They get paid in love and bread. No, I don't know. I mean, they actually get paid in money, just throwing that out there. So the quote-unquote Buns research division was originally a joke in most of my videos, but it actually, I'm not even joking, there literally is a quote-unquote research division, aka my friends, who help me out with a lot of things, like, again, fact-checking their own personal experience. Yeah, in this case, they've lended their voices several times in my videos. They've helped me out with some, like, you know, some Photoshop stuff. They are very much a real group of people. Don't think I, like, milk my friends for work. Oh my god. I do pay everybody, like, standard rates for everything and stuff, and I'm very careful about transparency and, like, who did what and whatnot. So I do like to, obviously, I will thank people anytime someone helps me out. I'm incredibly grateful for my friends who take the time out of their day to help me with things. People like Forever KT, my roommate, Shib, those people really directly help me out a lot. I go to them for a lot of feedback and brainstorming, but other folks like Valkyrie Aurora, aka Sophie, or Poob, the Cupcake Medic, Matrix Master, Lord Kit Kat, Cullen PhD, Milky the Squid, Kerbex, Jason Avis. They either help give me different opinions on things, their feedback, some ideas, so I look for them to essentially be my test audience and my brainstorm buddies to help me create certain things for the For Beginners and other videos. So yeah, Buns Research Division, they get paid in bread and love and money. When I need their help. Yeah, but they're great and stuff, and you know, some of them even do YouTube themselves, so I highly recommend go ahead and check them out. I have links down to their channel down below. So if you want to see the people that help me out, they are very much real, and they actually do make their own content, so check them out. Alright, this one is definitely asked a lot. What got you into YouTube in the beginning, or just making your For Beginners series in general? My main motivation for starting YouTube was nothing spectacular. I simply watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I was like, I think I can be good at this. Another big factor is that I was going to school for a 1-year certification program for video and editing at UCSD. So I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I wanted to practice creating content to get better at my craft, because, you know, I was going to school for that. I was kind of pulling double duty. And of course, because gaming was my passion, I chose to talk about games. So nothing crazy to wanting to get into YouTube. It was just wanting to try it, wanting to learn how to edit, and then wanting to talk about games. I wasn't banking on YouTube to be a career at all. I just wanted to try it to see if if it could be successful in any way, shape, and form, whether it build a community or just being able to practice more. It was not my intention for it to become my job. It was like, you know, a dream. Like, maybe if the stars and planets align and everything goes according to plan, maybe it could be my job, but I did not start my channel thinking it would be my job. I was banking on other editing, production opportunities later in my life to essentially be my career, but boy, that not ended up being the case. When it came to the For Beginners, though, I knew that I wanted to create a series because all of the popular YouTube channels that I watch all had series, and I was struggling on what kind of content I wanted to create. Originally, I was kind of stuck on Let's Plays, but Let's Plays are not exactly my forte, and on top of that, there's a ton of them on YouTube, so getting any form of traction with Let's Plays is very difficult, even if you have like a personality of gold. And Let's Plays do not require a ton of editing, which is, you know, kind of defeats the purpose of everything. And at the time, I had a lot of friends that were not into gaming, so I just kind of came up with the idea of like doing a parody review beginner's guide for people who really did not know anything about the game, because like I was like, I'll just try to make videos for my friends or something like that, because I had that audience in mind of people who are just completely new to something. So that started the idea, and I kind of just winged it, wasn't really thinking too much about it, and that established the For Beginners series, because I realized not a lot of people were doing something like that, or at least, you know, we're trying to explain the bare minimum for relatively quote-unquote easier games. So that was the mindset behind it. And then once I started making For Beginners consistently, people were giving me feedback like, oh, these say For Beginners, but they're not really giving me a lot of tips or information and stuff, because they were kind of like more parody guides. So I started taking that criticism to heart, and I started making the videos more informational and longer and more funny and more complicated, and that's how we went from 5 minutes to 50 minutes for a video. Whoops! I don't know, that's what happens when you push yourself. Overall though, it wasn't anything crazy. I just wanted to try. And now I do it for a living, so whoop-de schmickety-doo. Alright, now this one asks, if all of your followers died of natural causes, what is your backup plan? First of all, I would hate if all of my fans suddenly just, you know, got blown off the map somehow. I don't know how the heck they would all die from natural causes. That seems rather abrupt. You know, the question is basically asking, if you had no following or if YouTube just crumbled like beneath your feet, what is your backup plan? So like I said, I went to school to be certified in video production and editing, and that's exactly what happened. So if YouTube or Twitch and Patreon were suddenly just to gone, I would just go to my original plan. I would just go start making videos for somebody else. I'm a quote-unquote skilled editor. I have a piece of paper saying I'm a skilled editor. Yeah, that was literally my backup plan, is I would just go work for a production company or, you know, start working on commercials and stuff. I would be a glorified button pusher. And I think there's like a little misconception about like creative work in general and stuff. Then people kind of dismiss YouTube as not being a real job. Editors get paid a lot of money, guys. Like, you know, if you're working for a traditional production team, editors get paid a lot, okay? I'm not super worried if YouTube just happens to disappear, because, you know, my talents can be implied in other places. It's not like a one-trick kind of pony thing. But the reason why I stick with YouTube is, one, because I love it, and two, I like being my own boss. I like having complete creative control. You know, I am trained in editing, but I love writing, I like directing, I like being the creative force behind what I do. So even if I was offered like a super mega sweet editing job, if YouTube is still functional and I can still live off of it, I will continue to do that, because I you know, I prefer it. Even honestly, even if like everything gets demonetized and, you know, pulled out underneath me and stuff, I'll still make YouTube content. I just like doing it. In the far future and stuff, I'll still make videos, guys, don't you worry. But apparently my entire following died of natural causes, so I don't know if anyone will even see it, but it's a thought that counts. Now this one's got a little bit of history behind it. How did you get into Persona and who introduced you? So literally it was one person. Back in 2012, my friend Ollie was really into Persona at the time, and she was just praising it nonstop, and she got a bunch of our other friends into it, and I was like, I want to play Persona. That sounds fun, because like the only JRPGs I really knew at the time were like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. So she lent me Persona 4, and I kind of knew what to expect because I watched the Hi, I'm Daisy comic of Persona 4, which is fantastic. Please, I watched that, okay? Because like that is like peak meme Persona 4 stuff. Hi, I'm Daisy comic, really good, check it out. But I watched that, and that got me super intrigued, so I played it non-stop. I got through it really fast. I even like pretended to be sick some days so I'd get through it faster. And then after 4, my friend Ollie lent me her copy of Persona 3 FES, and then I, you know, blew through that, and I was just instantly hooked. And then, you know, a few years later, I started my YouTube channel, and I was like, I really like Persona, so let's talk about Persona. So yeah, it was one person who recommended it to me. I tried it, so go out and give a big thank you to @LaterAlligator for essentially getting me into this series, and, you know, now apparently I've gotten other people into the series, so it's this massive massive chain reaction, all from one person's big passion. Yeah. Okay, so this is getting a little personal. What is your earliest memory of something in a game that scared you? So, very specific. I was 12 years old, and I saw the trailer for BioShock 1. And now, I had no context for anything. I didn't know what the game was. I didn't know what was going on. All I know is that some dude got killed with a drill going through him, and it scared the living crap out of me. So, this is like around the time where I first got like exposed to the internet. I really didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I saw that, very intrigued, mind you, but also terrified. After I'd seen that trailer, my mom wanted me to sleep alone in my room because she was like tired of me sleeping in, you know, like in her room and stuff because I was super scared of the dark. I've always been like afraid of the dark. So after seeing this BioShock trailer, freaked out. I have to sleep alone in my room in the dark, and I was like so terrified of like a big daddy coming up and killing me that like I cried myself to sleep. I was so freaked out. But talk about conquering your fears, because BioShock 1 is one of my all-time favorite games, so that turned around really quick. But when I was younger, I mean, like, I was petrified. I had never been that freaked out in my entire life after seeing that trailer. And this is at a time where like I was not exposed to a lot of other quote-unquote scary games like Silent Hill, and like I don't even think Amnesia came out until like years later. But yeah, so BioShock was really my first experience with something really scary, and like that, didn't even play the game, just saw the trailer, and that freaked me out enough to cry myself to sleep. So ta-da. Okay, so this one I have a lot of feelings about. How do you block out the hate? You seem to get a lot of that, and you don't deserve any of it. First of all, thank you very much for thinking I don't deserve the hate. But a lot of people would say I don't really block it out all that much. In fact, I engage with it too much. And for a long time, that was not the case. In the beginning states of my channel, I actively tried not to engage in any form of negative comment, mean comments, hateful comments, you name it. But like, as my channel got bigger, more people started to watch, you know, and a bigger percentage of just nasty people started showing up. And one would think that you just kind of get used to it and you just start to ignore it easier, but it just got worse for me because the influx there's just more now, and seeing essentially the same kind of insults, the same kind of bullcrap, the same kind of prejudice thrown at you over and over and over again, it just wore my patience really thin. And I do try very hard not to interact with every negative comment I get. In fact, I ignore a lot of them. For about every 40 negative comments I get, I will reply to at least one of them because, like, yeah, I either woke up wrong or I'm just not having it, or the comment really aggravated me. And I know I shouldn't do that, but at the same time, it's kind of like a stress reliever. And a lot of the ones I reply to are mainly just people being really stupid, and sometimes I post them on my Twitter. I'm like, hey, check out this guy, he's being really stupid and dumb, he ha ha, because I get a ton of comments really going after stuff I can't change, like, your voice is annoying, I'm sorry, that's just how I sound, or like, women aren't funny. It's like I don't know what to do to that. I don't know how to that's not criticism, that's just someone being actually stupid. And that's the one thing I want to touch on, though, is that, like, I understand that I should really ignore quote-unquote the haters, but I do read the comments, and it's very hard for me to not read the comments because I have gotten legitimate criticisms that I have taken in and I've tried to change. And I think that's one thing people really seem to forget, is that there is a massive difference between hate and criticism. And I want people to know is, like, do not think that I am, like, shutting out all forms of quote-unquote negativity, because I do listen to criticism, and I know the difference between a hateful comment of, you know, something I cannot change and that's just based off of someone's personal bias and prejudice, versus a constructive comment that is actually out there to make me a better creator. So I do block out the hate for the most part until I have like a perfect window to be snarky and stuff. In that case, I'm just having fun. And I understand kind of the double-edged sword where, you know, if you give people who post negative things attention, that will encourage more negative things. Trust me, I understand that very well. But I also try really hard to encourage the positive things that are said about me, you know, by hearting a bunch of positive comments on my videos, or retweeting fan art or things people said about me, or like, oh, I just discovered this video. Like, I like to encourage it. And even though I may not say something to positive comments, I make sure that is seen by my community and to know that I do really appreciate it. So for the time being, yeah, I reply to some negative comments that really just grind my gears, specifically really stupid ones, but I'm trying to get better at it. And I feel like over time, eventually I'm gonna reach a peak where it's like, none of this is worth it. I don't feel any better, or like, I'm gonna start getting hate mobs coming after me and be like, hee ha, you're super petty. And yeah, I'm petty, guys. That ain't no secret. I'm super petty. Go on my Twitter, you will see how petty I am. I am not like gonna hide that or pretend that does not exist. Ooh, I also don't want to be hypocritical and say to other content creators, oh, just block out the hate, just ignore them and stuff. It's very hard. It's very hard when you feel like you have to be on the defense all the time, or you're being attacked for something that you really just can't change. So with that being said, I say try, but there's no shame in letting off a little steam every now and then. Just saying. All right, now this question I specifically chose because I don't think many people know that I am an avid weapons collector, as in, like, I don't really care about the quality of the weapon. Like, I'm not trying to go out and stab people and stuff. I don't really care if it's like an actual weapon, but I just like how things look. So I collect a lot of swords and a lot of knives and stuff, and I think I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I got, because how many swords do you own? I actually don't know, so we're gonna go find out right now. All right, here they are. Here are all the swords that I currently own. It's a whopping 15 swords. Yeah, I know it's a little excessive and stuff. I didn't include knives because I have a lot of those and they're kind of scattered all over the place and we'd be here all day. But these are all the swords that I own. I'm not a big stickler for high quality swords. Again, I'm not actually trying to stab people. I really don't care if they're real or fake or if they're sharp. I really don't care. I just care about the aesthetics. And most of the weapons I buy are not that expensive. Most of them are on average about $25, $30, but some of them are like, you know, more expensive. And most, if not all of these, are just used for decoration around the house. So that's just kind of my thing. Got a few keyblades. I got Lightning's Gunblade, which was like a recent find. That was probably the most expensive one because it's like a really detailed replica. I have Dante's Rebellion, which is red for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna get the Red Queen soon though. I have both of Raiden's blade, the one from Metal Gear Solid 4, and then the high frequency blade from Revengeance, which I am very proud of. I love this piece. Got a few katanas, got a few just cool looking things, and then I recently started purchasing prop guns, which I think are like really pretty, and I wouldn't say I'm like big into actual guns. I just think certain guns look kind of neat. But yeah, I just collect weapons because I think it's more interesting than like stamps and coins. So yeah, a little guilty hobby. So yeah. Check it. Haha, me again. Anyway, so you thought it was just gonna be questions? No, guys, I got other things to show because the room, like I said, I moved. So we're gonna do a nice little room tour of my new office because now I'm not working in the same place asleep, which is really nice. So yeah, let's cut to a room tour of my new setup, my new office, and all my new like neat stuff. Yee. Check it, gamers. The wonders of having a room separate from your room, aka the room downstairs. So yeah, here it is. Here is my new setup. I got basically everything I need in here. It's a full-on office from head to toe. Knickknacks, computers, everything I need to make content and not feel super depressed about it. Also, here's Popo. Say hi to Popo. But I got some sound padding on the wall. I got, you know, some really, really cool stuff up above on the shelf. And, you know, my 3-monitor setup. It's basically the same as before, like a lot of the same equipment I've done in other setups, but now it's just in a different space and I can actually breathe in here next to a big window. Hey, look at that. I have a shelf just dedicated to collectibles, my lightning sword. I got a Zack Fair figure for my birthday from Sherry. Thank you very much. Bun plush from Riddle Panda. And then down below, I have my Vincent Valentine shrine, which I like Vincent Valentine. Also my play button, my 100,000 sub play button, along with some manga that people sent me, some art books, and some hats. And yeah, then on top of that, I have my Dante Rebellion sword, another keyblade. I got a little red chair here, so, you know, someone can sit in the office with me. And then this corkboard is just full of things fans have given me, notes and stuff that I've got in my P.O. box, art, just sentimental things from my community that I just, you know, have up there, and I want to put more stuff on it, so send me stuff in my P.O. box. What's really nice about this room is that there was a little tiny closet just big enough for me to sit in there. As you can see, I've padded the whole thing out from the walls to the ceiling. It's full of nothing but pillows, just to trap in sound. Got a little chair in here, set up a little table so I can put my laptop on, and this thing works really, really well. I can scream at this thing all day long and it sounds real nice. At my actual desk though, I have all my consoles. Again, a lot of this stuff is not new. I've talked about this stuff in other setups. Got all my, you know, PS2, Switch, PS3, PS4, you know, here they are. They're doing their thing. I have my consoles all set up right now to where it looks like a total mess down below with all the cords, but it's actually a very streamlined system. They all go through one capture card, and then I can switch between the outputs, and I can choose any console I want to have it pop up on my screen, no problem. So it's a really no hassle setup once everything gets going. And this is my monster tower that's like super tall and super big. This is my PC. Here are the specs if you're curious. Yeah, it's the same before, but there you go. It's big. And then my setup, which is a 3-monitor setup. It's a main monitor in the middle with 2 TVs on the side, because like the more the merrier. And then I have keyboard, got my mouse, got my nice little mouse pad, which is, you know, Zarya and stuff, because it's cute and everyone needs like a big plushy mouse pad. And then my keyboard I recently got for my birthday. This is new. It's got stuff. It's cute. Check this crap out. It's rainbowy and, you know, yeah. But yeah, here's my mic that I've used since forever. I actually use a different recording mic now for my videos. This one I just keep in my desk for streams streams and whatnot, and then I got a stream deck recently for all my streams, and then I'm still using the Elgato setup, which is like really convenient, and it's a no latency card, and I highly recommend an Elgato HD6CS if you haven't got one already. And then up above my desk, I was gifted the like official Keyblade that's really not cheap at all by Bluebird Hay, as is like one of the most precious gifts anyone has ever given me. This thing is amazing. It looks great. I have some good knickknacks above my head when I'm working. And that's it. This is my office, and not a whole lot's changed. It's just more personalized, and I actually have space to breathe now. So yeehaw, y'all. So that basically wraps up this little fun Q&A celebration video, whatever the heck you want to call it, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what else to add other than, like, I'm eternally grateful for this opportunity. Not gonna lie, didn't think I'd make it this far, still don't think I'll make it that far, but the fact that I keep on chugging, and people keep on watching, and keep, you know, keeping me going, is humbling, to say the least. I'm doing it. I'm making it, which is blowing my mind every single morning, every single day I wake up, and I have the privilege to be a content creator, guys. And like, you know, as hard as I work and as stressful as it can be in some areas, you know, with YouTube burnout and like not being able to turn yourself off for your job, I wouldn't pick anything else. So once again, finally, thank you all, and bless you all for over 300,000 subscribers. So thank you guys for making my life as wonderful as it is. And I hope you have a fantastic day.